Welcome back to the Theme Park Realm YouTube channel, and today I'm here at Flamingo Land taking a look at the brand new 10 looping Intamin roller coaster which is set to open for the 2021 season. Now of course this ride was originally supposed to open for the 2020 season. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic and everything else that happened, it was unfortunately delayed, and we do now believe that it will be opening in 2021. I believe the park have also confirmed that now sort of unofficially. You know, although there isn't any sort of real confirmation or even any advertising for the ride. And something that's really unusual about this ride is the lack of advertising they've actually had for it. And they really haven't advertised it all that much. Obviously, you know, the ride is pretty much already fully built now, and there was signage in the park. That signage now is all gone, because of course that said that it was going to be opening in 2020, which would now be incorrect. But yeah, what I wanted to do is kind of have a little look around the site, show you where we're at the moment with construction. I have already had a little look around today. What I've seen so far is obviously all of the tracks in place. We've had a pull through as well of one of the trains. You can definitely see that's been done around the whole layout. You know, you can see like where the wheel marks have been from the train. But at the moment there isn't really much going on the construction site. I mean, today is a Monday and there's absolutely no work going on there at all, so we really don't know you know, where the construction's up to or anything like that at the moment. It just seems to be completely paused. Now I have heard rumours that apparently the construction stopped because of an issue with the actual track segments lining up with each other. Personally, I don't think that's the case. I think there's something more to it, whether it's, you know, it could be, you know, financial impact from the pandemic. Looking at all the track sections, you can see that they're all perfectly in line with each other, so I really don't know how the ride would fail a pull-through test or anything like that, because all of the track sections are all lined up perfectly and they've already done that pull-through. We've actually seen that happen, that pull-through of that train. There's no train in the station at the moment, so I don't know where the train is. As I say, there was a train on the track, it got pulled round. At the moment there isn't a train in the station at all. If you don't know, basically before theme parks open rides, normally what they'll do is they'll attach a single train or single car to the track and actually pull it round using like sort of winches and cranes. So that's what they've done on that. So obviously, you know, the track is all together. The foundations don't look like they're bolted in yet, but all of the track's bolted together and we have had that pull through. So, you know, I'm expecting as soon as all of the supports are bolted down, you know, hopefully the electrical work will get started, and then obviously the ride then can start testing. But it is certainly very interesting to see that there hasn't really been, you know, any real progress, you know, since the last time that we were here. It really is bizarre to me. But yeah, you know, you can see if you look over there, you know, of course this ride, it's very similar to the Intamin Colossus model at Thorpe Park, but this one does have a cable lift hill. So you can see, if you look at the very top of the lift hill, you can see there's some wheels, and then you've got that cable there that goes literally almost vertically straight down, and there's a building below that which is obviously where the motor would be there for the winch. But because of that cable lift hill, it means that the actual train really can get pulled over the lift really quickly. So you know, it's really good to see that this has got that. And of course the first drop is, you know, completely different to what you've got on Colossus at Thorpe Park as well. It really is a completely different profile. If you have a look at Colossus, you'll see that the, you know, the top of the ride, it has sort of like a flat section that turns round before the drop, but this one is straight down, straight up the lift hill, then straight down into the drop. So it is completely different. And if you look closely as well, you can kind of see where the joints are in the track, and they've actually kind of like sanded that down. So obviously they've, you know, they've smoothed all the track out. If there's any sort of imperfections in the track, you can see that they've gone round and smoothed that out. Even on the loop up there, you can see that they've gone up there and they've kind of like, you know, taken an angle grinder to it to sort of smooth that off. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see what we've got at the moment. You know, as I say, there's no train in the station or anything like that. You can see there, you've got kind of like where they've tested paint. Of course, according to the planning application, this ride is going to have a grey colour scheme. So you can see that it's quite interesting. We've got sort of like a grey colour and then a gold colour as well, but we're expecting that grey and black on the support there to be the final colour scheme for the ride once it opens, hopefully next year. Also down the bottom of the site as well, you can see that they've installed sort of like a little pond, and that sort of goes almost round the final turnaround section just before that final inversion before the station. And you can see as well that they've put just before the Cobra roll and the exit to the Cobra roll, there's kind of like almost like a tunnel, it looks like it's going to go in there. There's a few beams going across. and they put fencing over that as well. So there is still a lot to do, but you know, in terms of the actual track itself, it is all together. You know, it's just a case of getting all this groundwork done now, and I suppose getting any electrics installed and things like that. But even, you know, the lift hill, it even looks like the lift hill's got the cable there, you know, ready for when the ride does eventually open. But it's really kind of a mystery where the actual trains are, you know, whether, you know, they're stored somewhere in that station building, I don't know. But I've looked from over where Velocity is, and I can't see any signs of the trains or anything like that. But yeah, you can see as well there's been sort of a little bit more steel work around the station. You can see that on there, so they've added that since we last kind of looked at the site. But yeah, really not that much at all going on at the moment. Like I said before, you can see the supports haven't quite been bolted down. In terms of the entrance and the exit to the ride, there's actually a little kind of tunnel that's been built that goes underneath Velocity's launch. So we expect that that's going to be where you're going to enter and exit the ride as well. And it looks like that's going sort of underneath that final inversion. So that'll be really good off-ride as well. You know, you'll be sort of walking, by the looks of it, underneath just where that final inversion is to enter and exit the ride. So yeah, it looks really good so far. But as I say, unfortunately, there just really isn't much to report at this stage. There just really isn't that much going on at all. You know, at this stage in the construction, you know, you'd really expect there to be more activity on the site, but there's really just not that much going on. So, you know, I'm expecting that it's going to pick up over close season, hopefully, fingers crossed. So, you know, I'll be sure to get back down here, get some more videos when that does happen, you know, and we'll certainly see what we can see. But as I say, unfortunately, at the moment, there just isn't really that much going on the site there. But yeah, you know, it is looking really good, and it really, you know, it's changed the park skyline, you know, for the better. You know, just having a look at just to remind everyone of the actual stats of the ride, you know, it's got a top speed of 52.8 miles per hour. It's almost 10 miles an hour faster than Colossus at Thorpe Park, and that's got a lot to do with the fact that it's got the cable lift hill and also that reprofile drop there as well. I believe there's a few other sections of the ride that have been changed from Colossus, but they're not really noticeable. The only real noticeable change is, of course, the, you know, the first drop, and you've also got the kind of like tri-tube section track rather than the kind of like double tube that you've got, you know, at the end of Colossus on that final bit there, and also on all of the inversions at the end of Colossus you've got single rail track, but on this one you've actually got the full tri-rail track that goes all the way right to the end. But yeah, you know, in terms of the height of the ride, it's 108 feet tall. So it is, I believe it's the tallest part, you know, coaster on the park. It certainly looks like it when you drive in. And as I say, you know, it really does have an impact on the park skyline. And I think once this ride's painted grey, it's going to look really good. Of course, you know, you've got the 10 inversions, cable lift hill, again, the actual trains on the ride. The trains themselves have only got lap bars. We've actually seen confirmation of that now from the train that we've seen being pulled round. It is just lap bars on this. So, you know, there's a lot of people that are already comparing this to Colossus. You know, a lot of people saying, oh, it's just going to be the same as Colossus. Well, I tend to disagree with that. I mean, it'd be interesting to hear what people's thoughts are in the comments below. But, you know, personally, I think this is going to be better than Colossus. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a very similar layout, but I really do think that first drop is going to be a lot better than the drop on Colossus. And also that, you know, the fact that you're getting pulled up that cable lift hill straight into that first drop is really going to make a difference as well. So I do think it's going to be more enjoyable. You're going to get less head bashing. And of course, you know, this ride has been to 2 different theme parks before it was actually at Flamingo Land. It was originally built for Hopi Hari theme park in Brazil. Then it was moved from there to Malaysia purely because of financial problems. Hopi Hari couldn't afford to install it. I don't know why it wasn't installed in the one in Malaysia. Perhaps they just changed their mind, or it could have been financial problems as well. But the ride's ended up here anyway. You know, the ride's never been built, and there's not a single speck of rust anywhere on this ride. You know, I'm looking at the ride now and I can't see rust anywhere. You know, it looks like it's brand new. You know, don't get me wrong, there's the odd scuff mark here and there, but it, you know, in terms of the actual condition of the ride, it looks brand new. And I really do think it, you know, it's going to be, you know, it should be a smooth ride experience, especially given the fact that you've got those lap bar trains as well. But yeah, as I say, you know, I'm going to keep the channel posted, you know, as soon as we get more updates on this ride. So please don't forget to subscribe, and yeah, basically just keep an eye on it, because as I say, as we get more updates, I'm going to come back over close season, see if I can check, you know, see if anything's changed then, and yeah, I'll just be sure to keep the channel up to date, you know, as things progress here. But yeah, I am really excited for this ride to open, and yeah, again, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Do you think this is going to be better than Colossus? Do you think Colossus will, you know, will be better than this? You know, because it is a different layout. But yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.